Scottish economist, philosopher and author Adam Smith was born in Kirkcaldy, Fife, Scotland on June 5, 1723, 2 months after the death of his father, Adam Smith Snr, who was a writer and comptroller at Kirkcaldy Customs. His mother was Margaret Douglas. Although Adam's birth date is unknown, June 5th was said to be the date of his baptism into the Church of Scotland, Kirkcaldy. Adam was abducted at age 3 by Romani, but was released when the rescue search went out for him. From 1729 to 1737, Adam attended the Board School of Kirkcaldy, where he learned history, Latin, mathematics, and writing. He attended the University of Glasgow at age 14, where he studied moral philosophy under Francis Hutcheson. While at the university, Adam developed a love for a reason, free speech, liberty, and free speech. He graduated in 1740, gaining a Snell Exhibition Scholarship to further his postgraduate studies at Balliol College, Oxford. Adam self-improved his intellect by reading several subjects and books from the Bodleian Library at Oxford, but he left Oxford in 1746 after suffering from shaking feet, therefore ending his scholarship. He began delivering lectures in 1748 in the University of Edinburgh under the sponsorship by the Philosophical Society of Edinburgh. While lecturing, he first expounded his economic philosophy of the obvious and simple system of natural liberty. And though Adam was not great with public speaking, he had great success with his lectures. Adam earned a professorship in 1751 at Glasgow University, teaching logic courses, and was elected as a member of the Philosophical Society of Edinburgh in 1752. In 1753, he took over the position of head of moral philosophy in Glasgow and worked as an academic for the next 13 years of his life. In 1759, Adam published a theory of moral sentiments, which made him famous, attracting several wealthy students from their various schools in other countries to enroll in Glasgow to learn under Adam. At this time, he began to give more attention to jurisprudence and economics in the lectures he gave, with less concentration on his theory of morals. The University of Glasgow conferred on Adam the title of Doctor of Laws, LLD, in 1762, and in 1763 he was offered the job by Charles Townshend to tutor Henry Scott, the young Duke of Buccleuch, who was Charles' stepson. Adam resigned from his professorship and began tutoring Henry in 1764. In the course of his tutoring job, Adam toured Europe with Henry, teaching him on various subjects, including manners and etiquette, and was paid £300 annually with a £300 pension. This was twice more than his income as a professor at Glasgow. However, Adam ended his tutoring of Henry around 1766 after the death of Henry's younger brother. Adam then returned home to Kirkcaldy, spending the rest of the next decades of his life writing his magnum opus. By May 1773, Adam became a Fellow of the Royal Society of London and the Literary Club in 1775. His next publication, The Wealth of Nations, was in 1776 and sold successfully within 6 months of its publication. He was then appointed Commissioner of Customs in Scotland in 1778. At this time, he was living in Permore House in Edinburgh's Canongate with his mother, who later died in 1784. Adam became one of the founding members of the Royal Society of Edinburgh after it received its Royal Charter in 1789. He also occupied an honorary position of Lord Rector of the University of Glasgow from 1787 to 1789. On July 17, 1790, Adam died in the north wing of the Panmure House in Edinburgh after suffering from an illness. He was buried in Canongate Kirkyard. In his last years, Adam had been working on 2 significant treatises that dealt with the theory and history of law and the sciences and arts. He, however, expressed disappointment on his deathbed for not achieving much more in life. From Adam's early note, the lectures on jurisprudence and the wealth of the nations were published as part of the edited Glasgow Works and Correspondence of Smith in 1976. His other posthumously published work include lectures on justice, revenue, police and arms, and essay on philosophical subjects. The 2 literary executors of Adam's works was Joseph Black, the physicist-chemist, and James Horton, the pioneering geologist. Adam left behind several unpublished notes and materials with instructions that any of it that was unfit for publication be destroyed. However, he willed his library to David Douglas, Lord Reston, the son of Robert Douglas, Adams's cousin. The library was eventually divided between Cecilia Margaret and David Ann, Adam's two surviving children. Although he was never married and was generally described as absent-minded but had peculiar habits of gait and speech, he often spoke to himself. Several biographers and his contemporaries stated that Adam once put bread and butter into a teapot. After drinking a concoction, he declared that it was the worst cup of tea ever. In another account, Adam was said to have distractedly walked outside of town for almost 15 miles in his nightgown and was only brought back to reality by the church bells. Many considered Adam as one who had no belief in God, also with the fact he was close friends with David Hume, who himself was an atheist. In 1777, Adams published a letter to William Strahan, where he described Hume's courage in the face of death despite his atheism, attracted considerable controversy. Classical and neoclassical economists disagree between the central messages of Adams' most famous book, An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of Wealth of Nations. The classical economist held the view that Adams' program for his Wealth of Nations attributes to the growth of wealth and prosperity and the division of labor, while the neoclassical economist put emphasis on Adams' invisible hand. In his economic view, Adam warned of the nature of collusive business interests and the forming of cabals or monopolies that fix the highest prices. He also warned of businesses dominating the political system that allows for conspiracy of more industries against consumers. His work, The Wealth of Nations, preceded the modern academic discipline of economics. Adam also stated that rational self-interest and competition often leads to economic prosperity. Although he was controversial in his own time, his approach and style of writing were satirized. The academic belief in mercantilism started to decline in Britain in the late 18th century due to Adam and other economic theorists' arguments. Britain embraced free trade and Adam laissez-faire economics during the Industrial Revolution, a power Britain used to spread a more liberal economic model around the world. Adam was honored with a commemoration in the UK banknotes, and his portrait appears on Scotland's £50 since 1981 issued by Clydesdale Bank. His image was again featured on the new series of the £20 note by the Bank of England. This made him the first Scotsman to be featured on the English banknotes. On July 4, 2008, Alexander Stoddart, a large memorial of Adam, was unveiled in Edinburgh, with another at Cleveland State University. There is a bust of Adam in the Hallway of Heroes at the National Wallace Monument in Stirling, and Adam also appears as the narrator in The Low Road, a 2013 play. Adam's definition of the economy was criticized by Alfred Marshall on several points when he argued that humans are as equally important as money, services are as important as goods, and that there must be an emphasis on human welfare instead of just wealth. As a pioneer of political economy and being a Scottish key figure of the Enlightenment, Adam laid the foundation of the classical free market economic theory. He is known as the father of economics. Thank you very much for watching our videos. We'll appreciate it if you subscribe to our channel and share this video with your friends. We love you.